File system color definition. Hello everyone, and this is the lecture where I am going to cover how each file or directory changes its color in Linux environment. When you run ls-ltr or ls-l or any other option that will give you the listing of files and directories, you notice that each file or directory or link, they are showing up in different colors. So what really those color mean, and how are they identified in Linux environment? This is a screenshot I have that I captured from my Linux machine, and if you look at the screenshot, you'll see there's all the way to the right there is these different files with different colors. There's this yellow file, there's blue of them, and there's green of them. So in this lecture, this is what we exactly I'm going to cover. Why there are different colors and what is the representation of each color in Linux environment. So let's go into our next slide and we'll cover the first one. Very first one is the blue. Blue, every time you do ls-l and you see any name that shows in blue color, it means it's a directory. Anything that shows up in green, it's an executable or recognized data file, meaning it has a bash shell scripting in it, and it is actual a script which has the executable permissions assigned to it. So it may be possible the script does not have the shell defined in it, but the executable permission assigned to the file will make that file color green. Then sky blue color, which is a symbolic link file. When you create a link from your home directory, let's say, to another location, and then you go to that other location, you will see the linked file would show up in sky blue color. As an example, if you wanted to create a link, you would run this command, which is cd/home/ifzol. This is where the source of the file is located. You create a file, let's say touch.ca. In my example, let's say Captain America. Then you go to cd into /temp. That's where you want the link to be created. And then you run the command ln space -s symbolic link to /home/ifzol and /ca, which is Captain America. By the way, I apologize, I missed the slash right after home. But anyway, we will cover all these steps and I will show you exactly when we create a link how it shows up in a different color. Moving on, then we have yellow color files. Yellow with the black background. What are those? Those are the actual device files that are usually found under /dev. Anything that is attached to your system, for example, mouse, keyboard, or speakers, or anything that has like a SCSI devices or IDE devices, they show up in a /dev file system and they will show up as yellow color. Then we have pink color files. Those are graphic image file like a JPEG or any type of graphical that has graphic in it. Of course, you cannot cat that file. You have to have a certain program to view that image, and you could only view an image if you are logged into your system through GUI, through the GUI desktop. You cannot view a graphical image file in PuTTY session or SSH session. Next, we have the red files. Red files are the archive files. When we have 2 or 3 files together and we put them in a tar file by running the command tar, so that container is called an archive file, and those archive files are shown in a red color. Then we have red with black background, as it's showing right now. It is a broken link, which means if you create a symbolic link and that symbolic link is created with incorrect procedure or incorrect way of running commands, then it will show up, instead of sky blue color, it will show up red with black background. So as an example, you will go into the /home/ifzol directory, you create a file, let's say touch iHulk, meaning Incredible Hulk. Then you run the command ln-s for symbolic link iHulk /temp /iHulk. Now this one, once you run this command, it will show up in red with black background. Why? Because in the command ln space -s, we are not using the absolute path for the source file. We have to specify ln space -s space /home /ifzol /iHulk and then the destination. Then it would become sky blue. Anyway, that's an example of you showing if you have a broken link, it will show up in red, and you could tell right away the link is created, but it's not going to work because it's broken. It does not have the actual source of the file. So these are the few lists of few colors. There might be more different colors, and you could also modify these colors depending on what color is your preferred method. But I would say, you know, let's not change any colors in the Linux environment, because this way you're gonna have a problem and you jump around from one environment to another. And please do remember, again, as I said before, not every Linux environment would have the exact same colors or even have any colors of any kind. So let's log into my Linux machine, and I have already logged into my Linux machine here, and I have logged in with my PuTTY session. So the first thing we will go over is the directory. I am logged in as myself. I am in my home directory, and when I do ls-ltr, you will see anything that is a directory is blue coded color, and you could verify it by looking at this, the first column, and the first bit is D. That shows that it's a directory. Then we have a color green. So if you notice, we have a file called Homer, and it has this executable permission X, X, and X. As soon as you assign XXX or executable, this becomes like a script. Linux operating system treats it as a shell script and changes its color to green. If I were to change it back or remove executable permission with A for everyone, for all, minus executable, Homer, and now if I do ls-ltr, you will see the Homer right here is no more green because we have removed the X, X, and X from everyone. So that's why, and that's the way to identify if the color is green or not, or if it's a script or not. Next one, we have a sky blue color, and that is for creating links. So I'm gonna make this a little smaller so I could read the example there. So if I create, if I go to my home directory, which I'm already in, home ifzol, and I create a file called touch CA, meaning Captain America, I will do ls-ltr, and I'll verified. Let me make this a little smaller and make this bigger this way, so this way you could read it better. Okay, so I have verified that I have created a file Captain America, and it's in white color. Of course, it's a regular file. Now if I go into /temp directory and I create a link to that Captain America file by typing link space -s as a symbolic link to home ifzol Captain America, hit enter. I could verify it while I'm in temp directory. I could run ls-ltr. Again, ltr will show me the listing in the time when they were created or modified, and in reverse order, meaning the latest one will be at the bottom. So I'll hit enter, and you will see the last one, the bottom one, is right here, where I have CA is linked to this actual source file, and you see it's a sky blue color. Okay, then next one we have is yellow with black background, and those are the device files. And the device files are located in /dev directory. So when I am in /dev directory, let me clear the screen. So I am in /dev directory, and when I do ls-l or ltr and hit enter, you will see all those files that shows up here are in yellow color. And as you can see, TTY are the terminals, and there are keyboards. There are many other things that you could look into, the network cards, network adapters. All those are the actual devices. And remember, every time you see a device, the bit that is assigned to a device starts with C. And anything that does not have any assigned there bit there, it means it's just a regular file. And anything that has D in it is what? Exactly, it's a directory. So now we know that the device files colors are in yellow. Perfect. Now let's go to our pink. Now for pink, I do not have any file in my system that is an image file, so I have to download an image file to actually show you how the color looks like. So first, let me go to my home directory. Home, I have all cleared the screen, and now I need to first download. How do I download? There is a command I would use, wget, that I would use to download an image from the internet. So for right now, what wget does is it actually it gets anything that we specify as in a URL after wget. So wget, I'm telling it to get a file from a URL. Where is that URL? For the URL, I have to go into like Google, and I will type in, let's say, colors. Color or anything that you want to type. Go to images file, and let's say this is the image I want to download, balloons for example. I would do a right click on it, and I will say copy image location. This is going to copy exactly where the image is located. I'll go back to my PuTTY session, and here I will right click, and I have specified the exact link where that file is located, and now I will hit enter. Okay, it is saying that it is giving me a broken syntax error near unexpected token. So there is not something right, but anyway, I'll go ahead and I will download a different image. About this one, I will copy image location. I think it is the location. I will run the wget command again and hit enter. Okay, so now this time it worked. I don't know, the image location for the other file was probably somewhere or has a broken link somewhere. Anyway, my point is to actually show you how we could have an image file and download an image file. We downloaded this image file called img_colormap.gif, and it is downloaded in my home directory because when I ran the wget command, it actually downloaded in the current or existing directory. So now when I do ls-ltr, that image file will show up in pink. Okay, so I did ls-ltr. Oh, maybe it's showing up as an older file. That's why it's showing up all the way up there. Okay, so that's the file because it somehow is showing up at January 26, 2016. So that's not the time when we downloaded. Maybe that's the time when it was created by the author or whoever put it in there. So anyway, if I do ls-l, then you will see that in the middle. So now it's showing up in pink color. If I do cat on it, I cannot view the image file. I have shown how to view an image file in my later sections in the additional resources section. You could go back and check it out. The next one is the archive file, the tar file. So if I have a list of files, for example, right here I have a file CA, a Captain America, I have a file James, I have a file Peter, or instead of just that, I want you to create files called A, B, C, and D. You could create all those files in one shot and hit enter and do ls-ltr, and you will see your files are created as it is showing up right here. Now I wanted to put all these 4 files in a container, so I will use a command tar cvf. So tar cvf is the option to put the files into that container. Before we put the file in the container, we have to give the name to that container. So we will say, for example, all.tar. And now what are we going to put into this container? We want to put in file A, B, C, and D. So now it'll go in. So it actually not actually removing it and putting it into a container, it actually copying it and putting into a container. So the source file still stays there, but the container has a copy of those. So if I do ls-ltr now, and now you will see the source files are still there, but the container file is shown as all red, and that's what called the archive files. So my purpose is to show you the red and how it shows up on the Linux file system when you run ls-ltr. Alright, so the last one I have is a red with black background, and that is for broken links. So if I create a file in my home directory, so if I go to my home directory, home, I have Zell, which I'm already in, and I create a file called Hulk, Incredible Hulk, iHulk, do ls-ltr, and you'll see it's all the way at the bottom. Perfect. Now if I create a link, ln space s iHulk, and I want it to be linked on temp iHulk and hit enter. Now when I go to temp directory and I do ls-ltr, you will see iHulk. There is a link, and it is linked to a file called iHulk, but it is broken, and that is why it is showing up in the red color. So that's the one, the red color is showing up. If I have to fix this, I have to specify the absolute path, meaning I ran this command, and instead of this command I would have to run /home/iofzol/hulk, and when I run this command, it says too many symbolic link. I understand. First I have to remove that, remove iHulk, and now if I run this command, now it will work. Now if I do ls-ltr, you see iHulk is in blue color. So source file has to be specified as an absolute path. Now you notice I have 2 of them red with black background showing up as broken link, and just red with archive. And you probably notice, hey, aren't they both the same? No, because if I had the white background, right now by default my PuTTY screen has a black background. So if I had a white background, then you would have seen red as just red, and the black, meaning on the white screen black, the broken link would show as the black background on that little text, and text would have itself a red on it. Alright, so anyway, this is the topic about file system and color definition. Alright, good luck.